Okay, welcome to Gunner Heat PC. My favorite game I never play. It's just a fantastic tank simulator. It's kind of a mix between Arma and um, Steel Beast. All right, the developers have done a great job. They come out with monthly updates. You can find this on Steam, and they're just constantly improving. Graphics engines are improving. Um, They're introducing new platforms. We're talking Cold War here, like M1s and Bradley A0s and 113s and T72s, T55s, stuff like that. Nothing like, you don't have any M1A2 SEP V3s, nothing crazy like that. It's just old school Abrams, old school Bradleys, old school T60s, which is actually really good. I kind of like that era, because you don't get overwhelmed with switchology and all this craziness. You just get to enjoy the tactics and the fighting. So this does a great job just representing the quick, lethal aspect of armored warfare. All right, so if you can imagine Fulda Gap, or Germany in the 80s, and we've got the Red Horde coming on through the gap there. Just how quick and lethal armored warfare can be. So, but what really drew me into this game when I first started watching it, like on YouTube, when the developers were coming out with some videos, were the fire commands. So the fire commands are these verbal orders and directions you're getting from the crew, that's kind of directing the crew to lay the weapon on the target and engage. And these are standardized fire commands. And look, these fire commands that are in this game are pretty much dead on the money as far as what the standard is for fire command. So, in a previous life, I'm a qualified master gunner on Bradleys, and I taught vehicle crew evaluator at Fort Benning, and I continue to teach vehicle crew evaluator in my civilian job. So, and these fire commands are pretty much dead on the money. So, great job to the devs for taking the time to research in it and get it right. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of break down these fire commands. I'm not going to really get into the technical aspects of playing the game. There's some great channels out there. I think what's his, Phantasma or something like that. He does a great job with this. The devs have a monthly stream where they talk about their new updates. So I'll link all those in the description. But what I want to do is kind of break down some of these fire commands, and you can kind of appreciate what the devs have done to get to this point. So let's just do an instant action, Abrams Alley, and start. I need to play this more. I'm just so hung up on DCS and Microsoft Flight Simulator that I don't do that. It's like when you do this in your real job, you don't want to come home and do it. So I need to start doing it more. It's actually really good.
Loader ready. Stable loaded. Gunner ready. Stable index.
Okay, this is as close to pause as we're going to get. Alright, so what we heard there initially, we launch into the mission, we hear the loader say, loader's ready, Sabo loaded, meaning, okay, I'm ready to go, and I've loaded a Sabo into the breach, right? So if you think about a tank crew, it's a four-man crew. You've got the driver, he's down in the hull, he's in the nose of the vehicle, he's driving. In the turret, you've got the loader, he's off to the left side of the turret, kind of knees towards the center of the turret. He's got access to the ammo, which is on the right side, and the breach is right in front of him, all right? And then over on the other side of the breach, on the right side, kind of down in the hole, you've got the gunner, and then right directly behind him, you've got the vehicle commander. Now look, I'm not a tanker. I can't give you these super specs on all the tank stuff. I'm a Bradley guy, but I mean, just being in the Army and being around these vehicles and mechanized formations, we can halfway talk about it. Okay, so we heard the loader say he's ready, Sabo loaded, and then you heard the gunner say gunner's ready, Sabo index. So index means he's got that dialed up on his control panel in front of him, his gunner's control panel. So he's got just a big switch in front of him that sets the sight to whatever ammo he wants. So he's got Sabo, Impact, HE, whatever. Vehicle commander or the loader says, hey, I got Sabo loaded, so he's going to set his sight to Sabo. All right. If he doesn't set his sight to Sabo, the ballistics are going to be wrong, right? The reticle's going to be on the target, but it's set for a different trajectory. So he has to make sure that the round that's loaded matches what he's got indexed in front of him. So let's go ahead and let's get that back up to real time here. And we'll just start creeping forward. And what we're going to listen for is the initial fire command. And it's going to be the alert, the weapon, and the target description. That's what we're going to hear.
Right.
Alright, so we hear Gunner, Sabo, PC from the commander. So the gunner is the alert part of the fire command. We're alerting the crew of pending engagement, and we're notifying who is the intended fireman. So in this instance, the gunner, you're going to fire this engagement. Sabo, that's what we're going to fire. A, that's what's in the breach, and B, I want to verify that's what you got indexed. And then PC is the target type. So we're going to jump down here to the gunner. I gotta speed this back up. He's going to look for this target.
Identify. Fire heat.
Okay. Alright, so the gunner starts looking for the target that was listed in the initial fire command, which was in this case a PC. So he finds a PC, and when he finds this PC, the gunner announces identified. That's the cue for the loader to arm the gun. So the loader is actually the person who arms the gun, right? If you can think about being inside this turret, that breach will actually recoil X amount of inches back. So there's a number of guards and shields that protects the crew from getting hit by that breach. So the loader, in this case, he's already loaded the weapon, right? So, but he's making sure he's back away from the breach, and then there's a big arm on the right, left side of the breach that he raises that up, and that arms the gun. So and he announces up, meaning I'm clear and the weapon's armed. Once he does that, the commander gives the command of execution to fire, which in this term is just fire. All right. And we also see here fire, which is command of execution. Fire heat, meaning I want you to fire. Loader, I want you to load a heat as the next round, because a heat round, which is high impact anti-tank, is more appropriate for these target types out here. All right. We don't want to waste our valuable Sabo rounds, which is kind of like an anti-tank round, against these soft-skinned targets. So fire what's in the tube, and then loader, load heat. So fire, fire, heat. All right, that's command of execution. Again, fire, loader, next round you load should be a heat round. Okay? Let's go ahead and get this back up. Stop. Lays that. Alright, so we're all ready to go here. He's already given me the command of execution. Gunner, all he's got to do is squeeze the trigger. And when he squeezes the trigger, he's going to announce on the way, meaning, hey, I'm getting ready to fire.
On the way. Target! Next target! GHPC! Cover, right?
Okay, so we heard target. So that is... Let's slow this down. We heard the commander say target. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, he's letting everyone know he hit target, but he's actually required to do that, right? And it's called sensing. The acronym we use called DLOST, doubtful, lost, over, short, or target. So in this case, hey, the round actually impacted the target. Well, sometimes the round will hit the target, and the commander will announce target, but he wants you to re-engage. So he wants you to shoot it again. Yeah, you hit it, you didn't kill it. So he wants you to shoot it again. In this instance, we hit it, we killed it. He's wanting you to traverse right to the next target. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll listen for the gunner to say identified.
Cover, right? Cover, right? Stand on! Identified. Fire! Obstructed!
Alright, so there's something in the way of this target he's wanting me to shoot at. There he is. Alright, so a couple things here. We found the target he was wanting us to find, right? We say identified. We heard the loader say heat up, meaning I've loaded a heat round, and up, meaning I've armed the weapon, meaning I've armed the main gun, it's ready to go. Alright, so that lets the gunner know that he's got to index AG or heat on his gunner control panel. Now we don't have to do that in this particular game, but like in Steel Beast and some other ones you have to do that. But in the real world you have to do that because we went from Sabo to heat. You have to make that switch so the ballistics will work. Let's go back to real time here. Stop. I'm going to relays. And we're just going to kill this target.
Target! Next target! Gunner! Heat! On! Identified. Fire! Away! Target! Re-engage!
Alright, so in these two shots here, on the one on the right, we fired, we killed it. He said next target, meaning, hey, we're done with that target, go find the next one. Scan over, I say identified. You hear the loader say up, meaning, hey, the weapon's ready to go. And that's really what the gunner's listening for, right? He's listening for up. I know there's a lot going on. It's kind of hard to tell these voices apart in the game. But the more you listen to them, the more you'll kind of start picking them apart. So up is from the loader saying, hey, the weapon's ready to go. I've loaded around. Main gun's armed. You're clear to fire. Once he says up, the commander's going to say fire. He can't say it before that. If he says it before that on the tank range, it'd be a penalty. But in this case, we hear up from the loader. You hear fire from the commander. We fired. We hit the target. He announced his target. Then he says re-engage, meaning you hit it, but you didn't kill it. We're going to shoot it again.
Get the next one! GHPC! Cannot left! Steady! On! Identified! Fire! Short! Re-engage!
Okay, so this is one of the brilliant things about this game. We took some damage, right? You know, we're goofing around explaining these fire commands, and we took some damage from this, you know, 30 millimeter or whatever is on this BDRM. All right, it knocked out our main sight. Now with this new update, when the main sight's knocked out, you go right to the auxiliary sight, which is kind of like a World War II sight here. You also hear the stress level crank up in the fire commands, right? You hear the commander starting to scream, the loader starting to scream, because it's getting serious, right? We took some damage. So it's kind of going to be tricky going forward on we're going to do this, talking about these fire commands. But look, I fired, he was saying short. I wish he would tell me to like make an adjustment. Maybe that's the next thing the devs can work on is, hey, bring it up half a target form, or bring it up a target form. That's typically what we would do on the range. If we're short, not to get too technical here, but when you announce short, it's an alert for a subsequent fire command, meaning there should be a correction in there, like short, bring it up half a target form, fire, right? Because as you can see, we know it's short, but I don't know how far to bring it up, so I wasted a couple rounds there as adjustment. So we end up getting the kill. He says target, cease fire, meaning, hey, you killed it, I don't want you to re-engage that one, just go look for another target. So now we're in the AUG side here, which is not fun. We'll do a couple more engagements and we'll knock this off, but we're going to move forward and we're listening for that initial fire command, right? The alert, weapon, and target description. I know we got some tanks coming up here.
Gunner! Heat! PC! Gunner! Left! Steady! On! Identified! Relays! Fire!
Don't see it. let's see if his sight works here. This is how this is supposed to work. Alright, so black on heat means we're out of heat. Still short.
Target! Ceasefire!
Okay. Look, I think we'll knock it off there with fire commands. Again, in a tank, now Bradley's going to be different, right? You've only got 3 crew members in a Bradley because we're just smarter people and we can do more with less. All right. But in a tank, you got the loader. His responsibility is to load the main gun and to arm the main gun. Right. You got the gunner. He's identifying targets and he's obviously pulling the trigger. The commander, he's he's fighting the vehicle. So he's probably going to give the initial fire command. You're going to hear the gunner find the target. He's going to announce identified. You're going to hear up from the loader, and then you're going to hear fire from the commander. And then when the gunner fires, he's going to say on the way. Right. Once we fire, we're going to get some kind of sensing. Right. Remember the acronym DLOS, doubtful, lost, over, short, or target. We have to do that. We have to get the outcome of that round. If it's target, do I need to re-engage it? Question mark. If I don't, then I go to a next target. If I do, maybe do a relays right there and shoot him again because we hit the target, but we just have to service it again to finish him off. Because hey, maybe we knocked the wheel off, but he's still got it. He's still got the ability to fire. So we want to hit him again to totally annihilate the vehicle. So I hope this stuff. I know it seems like a lot, but again, credit to the devs for painstakingly going through and making these fire commands good to go, and they kind of correspond with the tempo of what's going on. Like as we start taking damage or more targets start getting presented and the crew gets stressed, that fire command starts getting stressed. So the key to gunnery and the key to as a commander to really take control of your crew is to keep that stuff nice and steady. Now unfortunately we get into combat and these fire commands kind of crumble apart and they start, hey, shoot that guy, but we just really want to keep that integrity of a fire command because it's really the commander's responsibility that whatever he's saying, I want you to kill, the gunner is actually on that target and killing it. So we're not getting friendly fires or civilian casualties or anything. So anyway, great job. Hope this helps. Hopefully some more content for this awesome game. I just need to play it. Appreciate it.